Hello everybody. This is the Smiling Mammoth and we are back in Feed the Beast, where I have been up to a little bit of work. I've not been recording as much, I know, but yes, I've been doing stuff. I've been dabbling in BuildCraft. This is a very snazzy wand that I only just researched, and it mines things pretty quickly, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad. I've no idea how long it lasts. It does kind of run on durability, but it's pretty fun. It's very handy for underwater stuff because it's not affected by the fact that you're underwater. I also got these goggles revealing, which are very useful for Thorncrafty stuff because it allows me to see these things over here, which are aura nodes, which is basically the hub of all Thorncraft power. Like if you look in this corner, the bottom left of the screen, you'll see this kind of bar thing, I guess. And the A stands for aura, and the F stands for flux. So these things provide aura, and then all my experiments, my magical experiments, they provide flux into the area, which is basically instability. So the more flux you have, the more dangerous it is, pretty much, and you need to find ways to minimise the flux you create. What else have I been up to? I've been working on the quarry. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Been working on the quarry kind of setup. So I've got myself some lasers, and I've been making gates. I've not got any at the moment. They're pretty handy. That you put them on pipes, and they basically they can pull items out of what's the word? They can pull items out of inventories and all sorts. And it's intelligent, so you can say if there's items in an inventory, you can get it to send out a redstone signal or pull items out of that inventory. So it's a pretty cool thing to have. They're kind of weird to make, but they're pretty cool. I showed you this. What I don't think I showed you is I did get the setup for processing all done. So this is the Zycraft stuff. I think I did show this. Yeah, I definitely did show this. So that's all working good. And then I got this finished, which is for the ores. So this is one of the gates. So what it's saying is the redstone signal off, so basically all the time it's pulsing, so whenever an item comes into this ender chest, it's pulled straight out and into these hoppers. If there's space in the pulverizer, it goes into the pulverizer. That will then get sent into this induction smelter, and these are all for sand. I could probably have a better way of supplying sand into it, but the problem is the gates. I tried to set them up so it's like if there's space in here, then pull sand out, but I couldn't quite get it set up right, so I just put hoppers in. I may put in a setup to kind of to take sand out of the storage I've got up there, but at the moment this is running fine because I'm not running the quarry 24/7. This is just an item tesseract, that's just an energy tesseract, so that's nice and simple. Then there's a massive hole in the roof, which I'll get into very soon because that's what I want to get up to today. And those tesseracts then link up to down here, which is where I want to put the storage system, and I'm not completely happy with this. I will be redoing it. So this is only temporary, but this is everything that comes out of the quarry going into barrels, and then this obsidian chest at the end, which just holds the excess, and then I've got these deep storage units for the stuff that we get a lot of. However, I like the deep storage units because they hold such a stupid amount that it's just quite fun to have, but I don't like them because there's really no indication of what's in them, and it's kind of awkward to get stuff out. Like if I just want 4 redstone, I can either kind of take half a stack out and then drop 4 off and then, you know, throw it back in, or I can take a stack out and do it, or it's just a bit awkward. So I'm thinking I'm going to change those over to barrels, but to make sure I still have the space, I've been crafting some some extra dimensional storage, which basically allows the barrels to store, instead of 64 stacks, they can store 1024 stacks, which is much better, and I doubt I'm going to fill one of them with stuff like iron. I'll still use the deep storage for my cobblestone and dirt, because that I can just put signs on, it's not too bad. But if I have a big storage system I'm going to be interacting with, I don't want to be messing around with the deep storage units, to be honest. That's been about it. I'm going to do that stuff off camera because I need to gather some more resources for it and work out where it's all going to go. But part of that is I'm running low on leather, so what I wanted to do, well, I'm running low, I've run out, this is my last piece. So rather than going and hunting cows, what I've done is I've got into a mod called Soul Shards, and basically at the heart of it, it allows you to create spawners of any mob that you want. So this is the kind of heart, this is the Soul Forge, so it runs off this stuff called Corrupted Essence, which is made by smelting soul sand and adding some gold, I think. And if you put a diamond in here, you get 3 blank soul shards, which I have put somewhere. I thought they were in here. There they are, soul shard. And this is blank. So the way they work is you get this thing called a vile sword, and if you kill a mob with it, then its soul gets assigned to a soul shard. So I killed a cave spider with this, and therefore this soul shard is now associated with cave spiders. And there are 5 tiers for the shards. You've got 1 to 5. So when you first kill it, it's tier 1, and then the more kills you get, the higher the tier. So this is a cow spawner, it's on 672 kills, so it's tier 4. This is a creeper spawner, it's on 1024, that's max, it's tier 5. And the way they work is you make this thing called soul cages, and you can literally just whack the shard in and you've got a fully working spawner. And it's a lot faster than a vanilla spawner. You get 5 at a time with a tier, like with a tier 5 spawner, you get 5 spawns at a time. And they're controllable by redstone, so if you give it a redstone signal it'll turn off, so you don't have to have it running all the time, and you're not limited to the normal spawners. You can have wither skeleton spawners, there's one of them over in the nether, so if there's wither skeleton skulls, there's you can get mushroom spawners, that's why I've got a spawner down, mushroom down there. Someone left one in my base, I think, or it wandered through a portal, I can't remember. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I want to set up kind of a system of spawners for everything I need. So I want to get an Enderman spawner, just so I don't have to bother setting up anything in the end. I want to get a cow spawner for leather and food, and I want to get I've got a creeper spawner for the gunpowder, and I'm going to convert one of those over to XP, basically. So I've not actually gone out and killed 1,000 creepers. There's quite a nifty way using anvils. If you put a shard, so say the one I want is a cow at tier 4, if you put in another shard at whatever tier, they'll combine together and the kills will add, but you actually get a little bit more. So this doesn't quite work because this already adds to over 1,000. So that kind of doesn't work. But if I say had one with 100, I'd actually get more than 100 kills added onto this. So it's a really efficient way of upping kind of your tiers a lot more quickly than just going out and killing lots of mobs. There is a shortcut in that you can absorb spawners with them. So if you right click a spawner, I think it gives you about 100 or 200 extra onto the shard. So I had a bunch of them stockpiled. Like, I'd been marking spawners on my map since we started this, and I just went back and kind of claimed them all for this, which is why this creeper's tier 5. I only killed 1 creeper, but then I had a skeleton one, a zombie one, and a cave spider one. I actually got 2 soul shards out of the spawners I found. So what I want to do is, I figured I'm not using all this space at the top of the volcano, so I figured I could kind of use the space of it here, because I've got the nice vertical drop. There's not much going on down there that I can't move later. So I figured we could set it up here. So if I just give you a quick demonstration, I learned I don't want to put it too high up or the mobs can escape. I blew up a cage doing exactly that. So I don't think they're going to spawn on top of the spawner with the lever there. So if I throw in this and then, so you see it starts spinning up, but because it's got a redstone signal, it's not spawning. If I turn that off, maybe. Oh, okay, well that's not a good start. But you see how often the creepers are spawning. It's 4 at a time, most, or up to 4 at a time I think, and I need to get rid of that guy. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it is 5. I need to block that off somehow. I need to crap. Oh, okay, the shard's okay, but that's what I keep doing. That's the problem with the creeper one. But if we go down here, we will have lots of gunpowder. Oh, the cage survived on this one. It didn't last time. So that's just got us a bunch of gunpowder. So what I want to do is run that into just an automatic collection system here, which should work out all right. Ideally, I'd like to have kind of a switch panel, say down here, so I can just activate and deactivate spawners at will. But the problem is I actually have to have a few, like, enough spawners to make it worthwhile. So I'm gonna put this cow spawner going because they work at any tier, but you get more benefits the higher tier you go. So the lower tiers aren't redstone controllable. They don't spawn as many mobs, but if we, why is that not spawning? That should be spawning. I don't get why it's not. That's weird. I assumed that would work. If we... Let's go try it out on solid ground. Maybe it needs a floor under it if it's a lower tier. Well, I don't remember seeing that, I've got to say. So, let's just make a little pen. So we don't get cows running all over the place. Throw down a cage. And it's a cow spawner, so it shouldn't really matter about light levels. I don't think so, anyway. Maybe it does. Huh. Okay, I don't really know what's going on there. That's kind of confusing, because that should work. I don't see a reason why that wouldn't. I'm gonna go... Yeah, I'm gonna go have a research of that. I'm gonna try and set up kind of a bit of a platform for them to fall on, so they're not just falling like all the way down here. I might put on put some obsidian pipes on or something so we can suck up the drops, but that's got me kind of confused. Ah, well, I'll head off to the wiki and I'll let you know what I find. Okay, got it all sorted. Basically, I think the problem was that I didn't have a tier 5 cow spawner. It was only a tier 4, so I think the problem was it actually relies on light levels up to tier 5. So I just went out and hunted some pigs for a while, got it up to tier 5, and it is now working. I've just rigged up an obsidian pipe down the bottom, which I thought picked up items in like a certain radius around it, but it would appear not. Oh, I think the items may have to fall on it for it to work. Okay, that's kind of annoying. But as you can see, we're not going to be running short on leather or beef or yeah. Well, that's the only two things I guess. But for quite a long time, I guess I could put a water bucket in the corner and that. Oh no, yeah, that's a flaw. No, I don't want milk. Joyce, cow massacre time. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea of the system. If I just... Okay, I need to turn this off. It's not a very sophisticated system. Oh, I thought I died then. Um, yeah, I need to kind of rig up maybe a method either to bring stuff into the obsidian pipe or just to have all these as obsidian pipes or something. I don't really know. If I just throw the stuff in then. Oh no, I don't want to throw the steak in. Oh well. Okay. If we get out quickly, we might be able to see it come through. All I've done, really... Okay, come on, no. I've just turned hover mode off, or I thought I had. And I don't want lag when I'm... Okay, I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, here it comes. All I've done is put in a barrel for leather, and there's a beef one over here because they were kind of spare ones that I had. So that's the idea basically, and what I'd like is to have like we have one for Endermen, one for what was it? I kind of had a list. I had of kind of mobs that I thought would be useful. It was Endermen, creepers, cows. Maybe that was it. Maybe I only had 3. I thought I had 4. I think blazes, but blazes I don't really need to now. I've got the kind of weird macerating exploit, although that might get fixed. I don't know. We'll see. It's something that's kind of easy to add to if I need to. And to finish the episode off, I'd actually forgotten about this. Sparks gave it to us. Basically, there's a way that you can turn mobs. I don't know. I think there's a machine that you can put down that turns basically mobs into liquid XP. So, what he's got going is that I think it might be a zombie pigman spawner. He's got stuff at the bottom that basically you get liquid XP, and you can run it into this enchanter. And if I put a book in and let it build up work, that might take a while. Basically, this thing will just auto enchant books, and then you can pull out of it just with a pipe, I think, which is pretty cool. It basically means that if you have a mob farm, you can just keep an enchantment station running. That might be something I look into. If I put those machines at the bottom, I might look into a way, like see if I can just turn them off, so I could say just get the drops, or I don't know, because I quite like to be able to get the XP for myself. Because obviously, if I'm doing stuff on an anvil, I need the levels. Like they're not as much use in liquid form. Although it may be that I can turn the liquid form into levels. I don't really know. I might have a look at that. But I think that's quite cool. It's quite a nice gift. This monstrous and stuff, I think that's the liquid XP kind of idea. Although it's not exactly quick. I think probably because it's max level. So ooh. That looks quite fun. They were using them to attack the Ender Dragon. Huh. But yeah, I guess if you just had something like that running 24/7, it wouldn't actually matter that it's quite slow because you just have books going in. You could use gates, so you could probably say if that's empty, add a book in. Um, have once the enchantment's done, because they'll appear here, just pull it out. That could be quite a fun thing to kind of look into. Actually, that might be fun. Maybe sometime in the future, I think, because I've got enough going on at the moment. I'm just reading through all these mobs can't spawn on this block. That could be quite handy. But oh, there we go. So we've got Soul Stealer. That's probably quite useful to have actually, because the what you use this for is if you put it on a sword. How many levels is that? I'm guessing I'm not going to have enough. Oh, vile. It has to be on a vile sword. Um, does it? Yeah. Um, basically, it increases the amount of what's the word? The amount of souls you get. That's what, like for the shard. So you might kill one cow, but get 3 souls for the shard. If you get what I mean, just means it kind of builds up quicker if you're doing it manually rather than using the anvil. But I think that's going to be all for this episode. I'm going to keep working on that storage system because I'm just not happy with it. Like I'd like to have a more general kind of way because what I like about this system is down here. What I've been doing is if I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory that I say because I've used these deep storage units, but say I've just pulled out a stack of obsidian to make something, stack of lead, stack of coal. If I've used up a bit of them, what I can do is I can just throw it all in here, and it gets pulled out and sent to wherever it needs to go. No effort involved from me, and that's preferable. I guess it's just a lot easier, and I'd like to have this set up all the way around for all my items. Basically, that's the idea, and then maybe have a couple of chests for like more miscellaneous stuff. Like I'm not going to want to put my pipes in chests. I'm not going to put stuff like this, not in chests, sorry, in barrels, because it just doesn't make any sense to. So I think pretty much this whole chest would just be on its own, but then pretty much everything in here would have its own barrel, all this stuff. It's just easier. So the problem is it means it's a lot more items I have to kind of deal with. So my thought is basically if I just put a load of barrels in, I never catch him or anyone. It'll be like bye, and they'll have left before I can say bye. Um, anyway, yeah, I'm just going to throw down a bunch of barrels and then just attach it up to this and just throw all my items in that I have, basically, that I want to be sorted, and they'll find a spot that's nearest to them, and I can then go around and sort them into kind of blocks and items, and just like an area that I'd have it actually sorted rather than just a collection of barrels. That's my scheme, but that will have to wait for another day. Oh yeah, I was compressing. So I'm annoyed about these obsidian pipes because I'm sure that they pick up in an area, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. I might have to look into what that is. But yes, that's something for another episode. So I will see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, see you soon.